Perfect. All right. Well, welcome. This is our last Kickstarters up until probably the beginning of the year. So thank you for coming. And I really thank you guys for coming here to practice with us. I'm just going to go through the slides really quick because we have a handful of new people before we get started. And as I said, Sherry Torres is working with a kids conference with one of our certified trainers, Tony Benner, and they're teaching them about feedback and feed forward in the education environment today. So if you want to learn more about conversations worth having after our Kickstarter for the day, you can go download the toolkit. What I love about the toolkit is it has a list of generative questions that you can use just about any time, anywhere, any place. Plus there's a preface and an introduction to our book as well as an executive summary. And you can catch these on our YouTube channel. So the two practices we're going to practice today is generative questions and positive framing. And let me tell you a little bit about how we're going to go through that. After we go through this quick presentation, we're going to ask you to type in the chat box a challenge or troubling situation. And then we're going to, so you'll be naming it, and we're going to do one at a time. Usually we get 2 or 3 of these done. And then we'll ask the participant to give us some context if we choose the one that they put out there. And then we'll do the flip, and then we'll type positive opposites. And again, the person who typed it in will pick the best positive opposite that resonates within the situation. We'll talk about how do we best frame that and give them a set of generative questions. And if you've been with us before, we put all of these up on the blog on the Conversations Worth Having website, and you can go to these, and they're really good to go back to, especially if you realize that you have a problem and we've talked about it in this form. When we head over to the whiteboard, you will click on View Options in the drop-down menu. You will select Annotate and click on Format. You get to choose your favorite color and set the font pitch. We recommend that you set the font to like 12 or 14 point so it's not too big or too small. And then you'll click on Text, and you will be typing your generative questions in there. And if you get really good, there's a stamp. You can click on Stamp, and you can put hearts and checks and stars around that. And that's how we're going to use that. Just a reminder, generative questions are questions that, what are you curious about? It shifts people's thinkings, feelings, and possibilities. So I'm going to pull down the slides, and I'm going to now share the Annotate. So maybe while I'm putting up the whiteboard, if you could in the chat box type in a problem or a situation that you find yourself experiencing that we as a group can look at together today. So anybody in the, Marty's already put, parents are hosting optional homecoming and school events. These have become super spreaders of COVID at schools. Yeah, you know, we can think about this because Thanksgiving is right around the corner as well if you're in the United States. But yeah, that is a problem and one worth discussing. So let me put that into our whiteboard. Anything else you want to add to that problem, Marty?
No, I don't know there's much more to say than what that says. I met with a group of high school principals, and this is something they're really frustrated by because as far as what's in their control, they're keeping the numbers down at COVID. In fact, they have no COVID illness that's caused by anything that's in their control. What's out of their control are what parents are doing at home, hosting, you know, our kids can't not have a homecoming or other school events, so we're going to host them at our house and we're not going to take the necessary precautions. The next thing we know, we've got a whole bunch of kids that are sick with COVID.
So I think this is a great problem. And I think as we help Marty with this problem, I think we can all think about it with the holidays coming up, no matter where you are. So what we want to do is all we want to think about, if the problem is homecoming and school events are being held and they're super spreaders, if you can type in the chat, anybody, what's the positive opposite of the problem? Just type in the chat any ideas about what's the positive opposite, and then we'll talk about framing this. Jamie, safe school event participation. To have celebrations that are safe for all. Kanyaka, beautiful. All right, so Marty, you're the one with the problem that I think a lot of us can relate to. Is there a positive opposite that resonates with you from the chat?
So I don't believe the schools are able to have school events right now. This is part of the issue. At least school events that kids can participate in. That's part of our executive order from our governor and the health department. So that one that Jamie posted isn't going to really be helpful. I think the opposite would be, though, to have celebrations that are safe for everybody.
Yeah,
I think that'd be
is it pronounced Kayanka?
Hanukkah, just like Monica.
Okay, Monica. Thank you.
Hanukkah, yeah.
All right, thank you. So let's take what Kanika is saying and let's put in the positive opposite, which I'm going to put in the text right here, as celebrations that are safe. So if the celebrations are safe, if that is what's true, what do we really need to be? What is the positive frame here? So if the outcome, if the positive opposite was true, celebrations are safe, what are we really talking about here? What's the desired outcome? So let's try to frame this now for Marty in the chat. So let's come up with a positive frame in the chat. If our celebrations are safe, what's the framing here?
I think what Jamie's saying is really important. And I like what you said, Jackie, about that this is bigger than just schools. We could say this about Thanksgiving, holidays, whatever. But Jamie's comment that, it's all about wanting, people want to be connected. So kids want to be connected socially.
So those frames that really resonate with you? Celebrations that are safe for all.
Yeah, well, it's that connected piece too, because they're not schools aren't able to design those, so parents are doing it on their own. So it's about how can we meet the social needs of students in a safe way, or that we want to attend to the social needs of students in a safe way.
So one of these
attend to their social needs in a safe way.
That students can feel connected and practice physical distancing, safety, and wearing masks. Is that a frame that we could talk about?
Yeah, there it is. Sue's got it.
Thank you, Sue. So I'm going to put that frame right up here. There you go. Students can feel connected and safe and physically distant, safety, and wearing masks. So now what we want to think about, if that's the frame we want, the rest of you can go over to pull down your annotate bar, click on format, and what you'll want to do is to be able to type in what are some generative questions that Marty can take back to the parents, right, Marty? The principal, the teachers, even the kids.
I was going to say even the kids, yeah.
That would allow them to have a conversation worth having and really design celebrations that are safe, but that where they feel connected and they practice physical distancing, safety, and wearing masks. So one question is, what can we agree on? And if you can't type in the annotated space. You can type in the chat, and I will do my best to go over there and cut and paste what's in the chat. Or Jamie will continue to help me out, right, Jamie? She's smiling.
I was typing. What am I supposed to be doing?
I'm going to pull out any questions. So sometimes if people can't type in the on the annotate, sometimes we grab questions over there. But everybody's popping up like crazy, so everybody's got this. Wonderful. So we got some questions coming up here. What does this look like when we feel connected? What are we hoping will happen by hosting these events for the kids? Students, do you have a recent example of time where you felt connected socially with your friends? What safety precautions? So there's what type of events make some things are disappearing? Students, do you have a recent example of being connected socially? What do you think, Marty?
Well, I'm the one putting the hearts on there. Some of those are pretty good.
Wonderful.
My sister-in-law just recently posted on Facebook, for whatever that's worth, about how, you know, parents, if they would stop telling kids how much they're missing and instead use this to capitalize on what a wonderful time when we could create new traditions or do new things.
Absolutely.
And that kind of thing. So.
And I even like what fears we are having. Sometimes you have to connect and deepen the understanding. Okay, I think this is great. How can we provide connection in a safe and what safety precautions? Does this give you enough type of question?
Oh, this is great. Thank you. Yep. I'll take it to the high school principals. They're really struggling with it because it feels like it's out of control. So this might be a way to help for them to guide some conversations with, as you said, kids, because they got those every day, maybe parents, but to guide that conversation and think, what could you do instead, or how could you do this so that we all remember to be safe? That'd be great. Thank you.
I'm gonna save this. We'll get this out in our blog, but you are also more than welcome to save this as well. And when you save it, Zoom in your download folder magically creates this for you, and you can find that in there. So I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to head over to the chat for a moment and see if there's another issue that we have. Okay, were there any other problems or issues that we would love to attack today? Anybody else have an issue or a problem? While I'm waiting for someone to type, I just want you to know that my mechanical engineering son and my daughter and husband made this huge tubing that's going to go from the second floor of the house when trick-or-treaters come by, and they're going to put king-size candy bars down because they figured anybody that goes out during COVID gets supersized, and they're working with a physics thing, and they're being really creative. How can you physically distance and hand out candy on Halloween? So, all right, anybody else have a problem or a situation that they would love to do the same, what we've just done again? You can type in the chat, and I'm gonna pull up the whiteboard again. Got 14 participants. Nobody's concerned, worried, no problems.
Oh, I'm typing one.
Okay, Monica's got one. All right, we're waiting for Monica.
Well, I'm just going to say it and type it at the same time. Basically, we have a new team that's working remotely, and there's few people, and the CAO has given direction about what he wants to see. So I'm going to type that very quickly. But I'm thinking, how do we get the new team to start to work together where people have been pretty much working apart, and now we're getting this higher level direction. And so we've had a meeting, and now we're still just back in our silos and doing our own thing. So, but I'm going to finish typing. I'll type this. I'm almost
No,
done.
I'm typing right now. So how do we get the entire team
Okay.
to work remotely?
Yeah, on these kind of new goals that have come from on high that is setting the direction for the university. Or like work collaboratively. Yeah, that's what it is, work collaboratively.
So I would think that maybe we start with the positive opposite. Work collaboratively, because that's what you want to see happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, we'll just go with that's our positive opposite. So maybe we can use the chat, everybody, that if we were all working collaboratively, what would be the frame? So we've got the positive opposite. Kanika, you're right there. So we flipped it to the positive opposite. So let's look at what people are coming up for in the frame. So let's try framing this. Jamie, team will meet the new expectations, the unified work towards common goals. So
I like that expression. I just saw the last one that popped in, unified
work towards common goal.
Yeah, team.
Is that the one you like?
Oh yeah, I haven't read all of them. That's just the last one, but I like the way that's written. Okay,
so Angie said unified work towards a common goal. So assuming the positive opposite is true, collaborative work, the frame would be, look at Sue put, teamwork, collaborative to achieve common goals. So unified work towards common goals. So I'm going to put that down since that was your first choice, Kanika. And I'm going to put that right here. And what we'll do is on the whiteboard, what are the types of generative questions that Kanika could ask that would around the framing of unified work towards a common goal? What type of inquiry could she be doing with her team to learn how to create this frame? Thank you, Ivan. The team would be intrinsically motivated. Yes, versus extrinsically. All right, everybody, head over to put in your generative questions. Annotate board. What needs to happen for you this collaboration to work? What might be something we can do together that we can't do alone? Oh, I love that one. What does a collaborative team look and sound like? That's a great question. Check outside. How are others managing to do this? Absolutely. You can learn from other areas of the organization. These are great generative questions. Let's look at the best of the past. When have you felt connected and collaborated well in the past? So I'm going to grab your question from the chat. Oh, look at you guys are just popping up. I can't keep up with you. When have you worked collaboratively and felt effective? These are great questions. Kanika, what do you think?
Yeah, I like this. I started putting the stars and then, and now I want to save this because I think this will be helpful for us to have our next team meeting. I want to look at all of them because it's like, yeah, but I'm still reading them as they come in, but I see,
yes, lots of hows and possibilities.
Yeah, and I because I know we frame it positively, but I think that honestly, I think there are some fears. Like I saw that question pop up that people sometimes feel like they're in this remote environment. And when you hear the CAO come in and talk about performance and budget and evaluation, I think sometimes people's self-preservation's kicking in.
Yeah, they go into
and as we start to share, they're like, wait a minute, this is my turf now. So I think there's some things that are under the surface that haven't been fully exposed. I don't know how to get at that, but.
So Kanika, what I like to do is, that's what was good about generative questions is look at all these questions and decide how would you like the conversation to unfold.
Mhm.
Oh, and Sue put in a good question in the chat that I'm going to move right under the sphere. She has another way of asking the fear question. So it's
Mhm.
more generative to deepen and understand. Wow, you got lots of questions. So all I'm doing is moving things around so they're not on top of each other. All right. How's that for you?
Yeah, this is great. This
Okay.
is great.
Now you can hit the save on the top of the annotate bar. It'll create an automatic folder in
Oh, okay. Okay.
downloads or your documents in Zoom, but we will also get this out to you as well for attending.
Great.
All right, it's 12:52. You guys are great. I think we can do a 3 for one day. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to clear it. And let's head over to the chat and see if there is one more problem. Ivan, pressure to finish a new website for a new coaching niche by Friday, and perfectionism is getting in the way. Ouch. I have a quote about that, but let's get this. I'm going to go back up to sharing the screen in the whiteboard. And now we have the problem. All right, so what's the positive opposite? Let's help out Ivan here. What is the positive opposite of pressure to finish a new website? And perfectionism is actually got two problems. Trying to perfectionism on a website. Let's try to do the flip. What would be the flip? Just the positive opposite. And Ivan, do you want to unmute yourself to talk more about, is it getting the website done or is it the perfectionism getting in the way? Which one should we try to flip?
Well, I think the perfectionism, that's what's preventing me from finishing the website, because I keep looking and looking and trying to see what can be done better and doing some more research and get overwhelmed because then I have all those different ideas. So basically I get into analysis paralysis.
Okay, so we've got we have two positive opposites. And I'm actually seeing a positive opposite in a frame is what I'm starting to see in the chat box. But Marty has clearly said the new website is completed successfully. And then Suzette says the website meets or exceeds the customer expectations. So we could have the flip be the new website. And really, Suzette, I think you've begun to frame it for him. But Ivan, this is your call. So what would you like to do?
Well, I would say that the new website's completed successfully.
That is the positive opposite.
Yeah, because there will always be opportunities for improvement once I get feedback.
Okay, so if the website is completed successfully, that's the positive opposite. What is the frame? What are we really talking about here if the positive opposite was true? So we can go back to the chat. And do you see a positive frame that you like in there? There's one by Suzette, there's Sue Baldwin. Ooh, Sue says meets the needs of the customer and communicates excellence, generates new business and coaching. Any of these frames set with you, Ivan?
Well, I think they're all important, but at this moment, I think that comment by Sue Baldwin, the website meets the needs of the customers and communicates excellence.
Okay, so and then I actually see Jamie, you're going to take your comment and put it into a question. I just know you're going to do that. Pressure. Okay, so here we go with the frame. And you guys know the drill. If this is what we're achieving, the website meets the needs of the customers and communicates excellence. I love how the framing has taken in the 2-point problem. What are some of the questions? You could ask, and we can start up. Everybody's starting to type. Perfect. How does this website start to generate new business in the coaching niche? Might be some discrete steps that need to be taken to achieve this goal. Another one, what next steps that need to be completed? Which ones need to be perfect and which ones can be enough? Okay, I put this quote on the bottom that I heard actually today, just before I came here, that striving for excellence motivates people and striving for perfection demoralizes. So just, that's not a question, but that's a quote somebody gave me just today before this session. I just thought that was a great quote.
It is perfect.
I did put it on there. Great, look at all these questions. What does excellent look like for the customers? What are the needs of your customers? Great questions. You guys are just popping in these questions and I'm just trying to move them when they're on top of each other. Oh, what are the key absolutes to ensure excellence? Let's have a conversation about excellence. I love that. All right, how does this look? Look how fast all these questions popped up here for you.
Well, it's great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it because there are many things here that I see that can really help me be okay with what I have and go forward with it.
It does. You guys are magnificent. You guys did a great job. Well, we did 3 of these, and not only did we do 3 of these, but what time is it, everybody?
12:59.
How's that for timing? Whew. All right. All right, Suzette had to leave. It's 12:59. You guys have a great week. I love the picture behind you, Ivan, of the beautiful fall. And we will probably be coming back with the Kickstarters right at the beginning of the year. But thanks for practicing as we had celebrated. Oh, hi, Lauren. Great to see you. Happy to stay on if you have any questions. But you guys take care. And Sherry and I have really enjoyed these last 8 weeks with everybody. And check out our website. Hey, Brian, great to see you too. And we will have everything put up there. Usually we do it within about 48 hours of going through all this. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for the extra help today.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Jackie?
Yeah.